Come on. Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships Reckless Reviews with your boy M3 and the Sophisticated Jerk.
What's good, man? What's good?
Not much, man. You know, what's good with you, Jerk?
Chilling, man. Ready to cook up Diddy with all this weirdo shit.
Man, I feel you, man. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. All the stuff that's going down and all the interviews. I've been kind of like watching some of that stuff. Was a sick dude, man.
Oh yeah, it definitely is, man. You know?
And even the people around him, man, when you start seeing like how complacent they was and you know, they seen certain things and was still like, well, I'm getting that paper, so let me just play ignorant. Yeah, man, a lot of people are just fucked up. Cause I was watching a Usher interview. It popped up from a couple years ago where he was talking about like, you know, he was like 13 when he went to Diddy's I think he called it like flavor camp, like him, Justin Bieber. Then he was like, yeah, you know, he was at them sex parties and stuff. So man, this dude is like 13, man, and they got him at these sex parties, and people knew he was a young kid because he looked it. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, man, you at a party and you see this little kid, man, I'll be out. I'll be like, man, what the fuck y'all doing? Why y'all got this little dude over here? But yeah, it's some wild shit. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what's in his 20 Strangest videos.
Yeah, man. You know, and you know, for that reason, because we saw like the Netflix you know, documentary as well too. So shout out to like, you know, 50 Cent, man, for at least being like one of those stand-up type of dudes, man, that just like put his foot on like Diddy's neck, you know? No Diddy.
Yeah, I agree. Did you watch the whole documentary?
We did, man. Like, yeah. I think it took us like what, 4 hours, man, watching this.
What was your take on it overall?
I mean, you know, honestly, bro, like I wasn't surprised like when I heard like some like the heinous things that they was talking about Diddy, as far as like how they got screwed over, the Tupac and Biggie situation. But the way how they broke it down, it literally does like make sense. I'm just surprised like he hasn't really been on trial for that, you know. But you know, as a kid, like, you know, you usually kind of think that, oh man, we always was like kind of like taught like through rumor that, oh man, Suge Knight did it, man. He set Tupac up and he set Biggie up or whatever type of stuff. Even though like Suge Knight also got shot too, you know, in the head, but it was just like a grave, so he was able to make it alive. But the way how we was like thinking of how it was like orchestrated, you know, it just kind of interesting, man. Just learn the fact that, man, like that possibly, I also said allegedly, Diddy definitely has something to do with it, like big time, you know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, that documentary, man. Yeah, shout out to 50 Cent for definitely shining a light on that type of shit. But yeah, like I said, man, I think we was like doing a breakdown on Rush's life, and I was like, man, this is like a story of tricking, simping, bad parenting, evil sex acts, you know. So yeah, bad parenting was I think the major theme. Because it's just like the people that like, you know, Usher's family that, you know, how when you have like child superstars and parents were damn near like, let them go to these studios and stay at people's houses.
Yeah, yeah.
Diddy's mom was a shitty parent. You know what I'm saying? He's a shitty parent because he sound like he got his kids mixed into a lot of shit. So it's just like, it's sad, man. When you see this stuff, it's like, God damn. Like, I get it if you want to do some fucked up shit. It's like, man, go do your fucked up shit. But like, don't be, bringing kids, all this crazy shit. So yeah, I definitely think everybody need to watch that documentary, man, and it should be a lesson to all. And especially if you see some like I said, if you see like a little young kid at a party and y'all like smoking weed and you're doing different things, it's like, man, what the fuck is this kid doing here, man? Nah, we, I want to put an end to that. So a lot of people turned ahead, man, because they was getting checks, which that's another issue. It's like, damn, you ain't got no morality. You only want to talk when money run out, like. Yeah, so that is a bunch of piece of shit people, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and I'll definitely like to go deeper onto that. But I'll keep it short, right? Just for the sake of the bill we about to react to. A lot of people like.
Oh yeah, real quick. Diddy was the first stepdaddy of hip hop. He was up there dirty macking, trying to take people's kids, adopting people's kids. So yeah, Diddy was the first stepdaddy of hip hop.
Salute, Wally.
Sick man.
Oh yeah, sick bastard, man. For real, for real. What I was just gonna say was like on that note, with as far as with the Diddy situation, there was one thing that stuck out to me. I don't know, the guy was like little something, right?
Little Rod.
Yeah, Little Rod or whatever, right? Or, one of the things that stuck out to me the most was that he really played like as if like he really had compassion or he felt sorry for the person like allegedly who got like like executed, you know what I mean, like in a studio or something. But what made me like kind of like lose respect, right? Like just him like as an artist and just like, okay, like that nigga's a wuss, was that the fact that you cooperated with Diddy when you was told to like shut your mouth, because you didn't want to lose out on whatever deal that he promised you on. And at the end, he pretty much screwed you anyway. You never got paid for the work that you have done. So now you want to cry wolf, cry victim, talking about, oh man, like my asshole was sore and all that and all that gay shit. So I don't feel sorry for nobody that got involved into it.
Nah, man, because that's what we was like talking about. First of all, man, if man, you see certain things. Like I said, man, just think about it, man. You going to parties, you seeing like kids, or even if you you see him putting hands on women, you're seeing him do all these things. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that people stick around, like I said, they turn a blind eye, they play ignorant, stick around, and then they wonder why they got snaked. It's like, because he been doing all this fucked up stuff, but like you said, yeah, Little Rod, he's sitting there, man, like, he's dudes making passes at him, because they try you before they do shit, because people know who they can't fuck with. So, like, Diddy, he knew, like, people are materialistic, and they're easily sold. So, they do little tests and stuff, and when people keep on, not passing those tests or not, cutting it off, they're like, oh, okay, I got this motherfucker. So yeah, like you said in the studio, it's like, man, you went along with it. You ain't called no cops. You didn't feel suspicious about anything, and then you came back after that. Man, you came back after you had a sore ass. Like, like it would have been like World War III if I passed out shit, somebody getting shot. You know what I'm saying? It would have been one of them triple homicides or that shit. Not to block anything, but yeah, it would have been I would have went bananas out there. So yeah, a lot of people, man, when they're telling these stories, man, that's the thing we got to break down also. It's like, man, why the fuck did you keep seeing this shit and keep going back? Like, I would take a loss financially. I don't give a fuck how impoverished I am. Nigga, I'm dusting off that Popeyes uniform. I'm gonna go take my ass to work, man. So it just shows you like, and this is why I always say, man, dudes that are just so driven by sex and that's the only thing they focus on, man, you got to get them out of your circle. Like dudes that are tricks and pussy whip. I'm telling you, man, like there's some weird shit going on with that dynamic where, they'll throw every drop of morality away just to, stay inclined. And that's why you got to just get rid of them people, man. That's like that. Because that's what this whole movie, this whole documentary was pretty much about, man. It was about Diddy knew people's weaknesses, and he was like, man, if I get him in there with drugs and sexual deviant acts, and then I humiliate them, like recorded it. They said my man had like 200 cameras in the house. So once he got them, they were trapped. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you just always stay straight up, stand up. You don't ever do no fuckery. You always keep your masculinity, man, because that's your protection. When you're a masculine man and you don't ever fold to any of your desires, you ain't got to worry about none of that shit.
Now here's on the flip side too, right? Because I also have to talk about like some of the women, and again, right?
They were pieces of shit too. So it wasn't just the men.
Well, some of them, right? But then there's some others, right? That actually, like in my opinion, right? Kind of fell into like being starstruck. But it was this one chick, right? And I'm trying to remember, but I really felt bad for it because it was like, because some of them did get drugged, unfortunately.
Yeah,
right?
like Aubrey O'Day.
Yeah, and
I think that was the one. Did you talk about the white chick?
No, it was a black chick. I can't remember.
Okay.
It was in Diddy's video, but it was some that got drugged and didn't even really know what happened until like sources like told them like on the under. And there's some people that actually do like feel stuck, like not talking about it, Because I know that shit could be like embarrassing too. Like if you just like trying to work with somebody, you think this person's cool, and then next thing you know, you're not feeling anything. You're just like, okay, I woke up, I had a good party or whatever, but I'm feeling something. And then next thing you know, like maybe like a year or a couple of months later, somebody come back to you and say like, oh, well, this what happened, and this person had footage or whatever, or years later, something like that. So I know there's some people, right, that I will have the compassion for, right, if you like didn't really know about the situation or you wasn't really cooperating with Diddy when he was doing all that type of foul stuff, like Cassidy or not Cassidy, but what was her name? No, her name wasn't Cassidy, right?
Nah, which one are you talking about? Because the one in the beginning where she was like talking and she was like, man, it was like one of the earliest ones. I don't know her name, but yeah, you're right. Nah, I feel bad for her because it's like when that incident happened, she got up out of there quick. So when somebody that disses themselves after something happens, you could tell they're telling the truth because they're like, nah, I'm not trying to get sucked into this whole world. And that's what I'm talking about. But the ones that stuck around after that and kept on, pretty much got addicted and shit. Yeah, I'm like, y'all some sick motherfuckers. Ain't no way in hell. So yeah, there's definitely people that got like you said, taken advantage of. But it's just like, man, once something happens and you keep staying there and then what kind of happened to you, and then you see them like coming in with like youngsters and other people, and it's just like, man, you're just like, well, I just want to shut up and play ignorant and get my check. That's when you got some morality issues, man.
Yeah. And that's why I just wanted to like kind of like pinpoint it out.
Yeah, you definitely.
Yeah, I didn't want nobody to kind of think that like we're just shitting on like, everyone because they had like, they got Diddied or whatever. But
yeah, there was some true victims, but there was a lot of people that was with the bullshit, because even some of the ones like the Diddy's baby moms, man, like those a lot of the women that were around, man, they was just like pass arounds. So like Al B. Shore, his wife, Diddy took her from Al B. Shore, kind of smutted her out, but she was like jumping from guy to guy. And the issue with a lot of these stories is like, man, a lot of people are materialistic. They're just chasing money so much. That's why, like I try to tell women, I'm like, man, y'all better be careful with these tricks. Because, man, them dudes out, they don't like being in that position, throwing out money. So, like, guys like Diddy, man, they was just tricks, but they despise that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, when he's like luring them in, what's good, Bolo? When they're luring them in with the money, like, they know people's weaknesses. That's what I'm saying. So, they're pulling them in. Then, like, they were going messing with Suge and shit. So, man, just, like I said, bad parenting. They're bringing kids into this mess. Now those kids, like Justin, he's in a studio doing those type of acts as Diddy's got him at like freak off. So yeah, man, it's just people destroying legacies, their generations and stuff.
Right.
So that's why, man, I like the fact that people are breaking this stuff down and we're starting to have these deeper discussions on some of this stuff. And that's why I push hard, man. I'm like, be careful when you having families, man. Put the kids first, you can't just attach yourself to anybody, you know, because it's just, man, you seeing people destroy people and stuff like that. So yeah, man, definitely a mess.
And I gotta give a warm salute to the legendary legend, Miss OG Patrice. Salute to you, sis.
What's
Thank you
good?
for tuning in.
But yeah, we could go ahead and jump in the video. Shout out to Bolo and Patrice, Marcus and Wally up in here.
Yeah. All right. So again, with fair use, go ahead. We're gonna play the 20 months, and this is gonna be a blind reaction. So I haven't seen the video.
I saw a little bit of it, but I was like, man, yeah, I definitely. This stuff is crazy when you start looking at it more and more.
Oh man.
But it's like, man, this is why people got to stop being starstruck. It's just like, man, at the end of the day, everybody's human beings, and you know, it's just putting out. I'm glad, like 50, like you said, 50 shine the light on that documentary, and it's just like, man, hey, I had a cousin that was like in the music industry, and he kind of stayed to himself. He would never party, and I was trying to get in there with him, and he was just like, stay away, like. And I didn't realize it until I got older, and especially now that this stuff, and I called him up. I was like, man, thanks for like looking out and protecting me. And he was just like, I was like, because I used to ask him, I was like, man, why aren't you going to these parties and stuff? Because he knew all these folks. He was like, nah, I don't mess with them. He's like, I come do my job. I stay away from all that stuff. And we couldn't understand it. We're looking at him like he's dumb because, you know, he don't want to go party with people and stuff. And, you know, he had his girlfriend. They ended up getting married and shit. So he carried himself totally differently, man. And he ain't never intertwined and stuff. And he wouldn't allow none of us to get mixed in. So we was like, man, this dude is gatekeeping. He's keeping us away from the paper and stuff. But nah, man, he was like looking out. He was like, oh, hell no, I ain't letting y'all in there. Because he was like, if anybody did something, he's like, stuff's is going to go down and stuff. So, you know, our family was pretty official, and they knew that, so they just kind of stayed away from him. And that's why I was saying Diddy knows the people to mess with, because like I said, they will test you early, you know, because a lot of this stuff is kind of demonic. So it's like, man, they're gonna try you, they'll test you out, like I said, they're gonna tap into your desires. You want drugs, they're gonna give you that. You want women, they're gonna give you that. That's how they suck you in. And he would never go. He would just shut it down, and they already knew. So yeah, they know who they could kind of pull in, who's like weak with the spirituality and stuff like that. So yeah, it's some wild stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? And you know, back then, right? You know, when we used to, you know, have like a segment, right? I'm not gonna put like, you know, a lot of, you know, details, right? But you know, we actually, if you look back some of the old videos, and thinking OG Patrice, right? You know, we had like, you know, OG Patrice was one of like, you know, our hosts. And like I said, like, you know, if you just go back to the old like the playlist or whatever, and you find like, you know, OG Patrice's segments, you know, because she did like, you know, perform arts and a lot of, you know, stuff as well. So she knows about like the industry and stuff. I'm not trying to put like, you know, her business out there, but you know, everything is like, you know, on our live streams and stuff. So
okay. No, I'm definitely check it out.
You know, had, you know, certain connections or whatever. So yeah, we know what's up. OG Patrice says, when you don't engage in the parties in the industry, they'll dislike you and have you blackballed. Yeah,
that's a fact. That because that's what man, because like these rumors was like going out for a while, man. Like people been saying this stuff for years, but a lot of people been kind of like Ollie Vegas. He's a rapper from Queens, and he was talking about a lot of this stuff, but you know, people were like brushing him off. This was like 10, 11 years ago. He's like, man, you see some of these rituals would be going down in these like things. People like, oh man, you just. So people were shouting it out what was going on, but they was kind of blackballed and like she said, and you know, pushed to the sideline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad it's coming out now. So yeah, that's a fact what she said.
All right, for sure. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead, man. We're gonna play some of the 20 weirdest moments of Diddy. Everybody in the chat, just type in no Diddy for us, all right? All right, let's go.
Diddy's a weird dude. From disturbing footage of Diddy's freak-off island to doing these satanic rituals on his victims, these are the 20 weirdest videos of Diddy. And first up, Diddy was caught on camera at an auction when he sold something terrifying.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt you, and I would like to auction something off, okay? If you win, you get a night out with Diddy. Saturday night in New York, and I promise you, your ass will wake up Wednesday laying beside me.
And if you think that he's
Hold on,
joking,
pause real quick.
check out number 19 on
Yeah,
the
big
list.
pause though.
Them people were like, oh, hell no. He damn near like, you gonna pass out. You gonna be in a coma. So there's a... Because I saw this one dude, man, what made me do this video. I forgot his name, man. I wish... But he was doing commentary to it. But yeah, you saw that pause? Because a lot of those people were celebrities. And so they kind of like knew the background. And they're like, hell no. Like, they were like, nobody bid.
Right.
You don't want to wake up sore and stuff. They'd be like, don't bid on that one. Let that auction go. But you saw that like pause at everybody's face and stuff. So yeah, they knew what was up. They were like, we want no parts of that.
Oh yeah.
Mess around, get one of them drinks, them concoctions, and you ain't gonna wake up till Wednesday like he said. So hell no. But yeah, you keep going.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party as well too, like Marlon. Anyways, what did Mark say? He says he's a legit Hollywood booty warrior. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Yeah.
Damn, that I ain't gonna lie, that shit already started weird by
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. That was awkward. But it was an awkward silence. They was like, they froze up like he was Debo or something.
But also too, like if you think about this, right now, he wasn't even specific, right? Because the auction could, I know it wasn't just like women like placing their bids. It could be men placing their bids as well too. So what if if a dude was like, hey, you know, I'm placing $2 million for Diddy. Like, is he gonna actually like hold up to that offer?
Nah, man, they're not gonna do stuff publicly, man, because that's Diddy's whole issue. Like, we're starting to get the secrets now. You know, it's been leaking for some years, but he always tried to hold to that persona of being like macho, and that's why he liked the women around him. You know, he liked taking other dudes' women because, like I said, he got a sick thrill out of like humiliating other men that probably were good with women.
Yeah.
Or that were kind of like macho and stuff. So that's like I said, Albie Shure's chick. He messed with Tupac's ex-female. So he was doing that to a lot of guys. But it's not like he probably didn't really like the women. Because we know what's going on behind the scenes. You know, he's messing with dudes. But it's just like he got a thrill out of like, okay, if I take your chick, that's how I kind of humiliate you. And I put a baby on him. So he's very insecure, man. Because that's like an insecure dude that's fighting something internally. They do shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's why I believe like he hated Tupac so much, and somebody called that out, because like Tupac was really great when it came to women. Like women would naturally love Tupac. He wasn't making the money like Diddy was. But
that's why, facts. But because you're hitting a point, and that's why I said like a dude that got like a tricking mindset. They hate that position because naturally people want to be loved authentically or genuine, where it's like people like you, somebody like a female is attracted to you, whether it's your intellect or something. So Diddy had to kind of pay everybody to be around him. So that's why I'm saying you see somebody like Tupac that just had that aura. Albie Shure, because Albie Shure back in the day when he first got up there, he was that guy. So that's why I'm saying he hated that. Like, damn, I'm over here, I'm a nobody, I'm kind of awkward. So that's why he just wanted the fame so much, you know.
Damn, Marcus, like, I remember that song too. And then funny, damn, you know, the sad part was like that was like one of my favorite songs because he was featured with Keisha Cole, I think, or maybe vice versa. And the song was like last night I couldn't get an answer, you know, because he couldn't remember. Yeah,
don't have me find no videos of y'all listening to some Diddy songs with Baby Oil on, talking about this was my jam. I'm gonna cut y'all out now playing. Right. But yeah, you can keep playing the video now.
All right, for sure. All right, no Diddy, y'all.
All those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man.
It's so unfortunate.
You gotta pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. What you?
There's a drink on his head.
And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is an actual DJ. I'm supposed to pass out, but When they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to them.
Yeah, and that's not the only dude Diddy schemed on. Because number 18...
Hit pause real quick. Try to hit pause after. But you see that dude was passed out like that. That ain't no regular drinking. You know what I'm saying? If you out like that, and just think about it, that's a DJ. That's somebody that's like used to going to parties, man. They could probably like they know how to control their drinking and shit. So that's what I'm saying, man. When you start looking at some of these clips and stuff, you're like, and he advertising it like, man, Diddy, like he's commentating on somebody passed out like that. That dude's face was in that couch, man. He was inebriated. You know what I'm saying? So when you start looking at some of these videos, how they're coming out, like with the stuff that's going on, what people were saying, it's like, damn, yeah, something. My man might have had one of them spiked drinks.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, because when you out like that, that's a whole different breed. But you see the people just sitting there. That's why I'm saying, like, I'll be freaking out if somebody knocked out like that. I'll be like, oh, I'm his friend. I'm like, yo, man, I'm gonna get him to a hotel room. I'm not gonna just leave him there, in these vicinities. So that's what I'm saying, man. There's a lot of people that just something ain't right, man. Yeah, because if I know somebody like that, I'm like, man, I ain't gonna leave him there to be like a joke. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get him up out of here. We about to dip,
Yeah. I want to just put this out there, right? Because I know we're going to be reacting to some more strange shit. So please be advised that what we discuss is not political, financial, medical, nor legal advice. It's for informational and entertainment purposes only. Okay, so don't come at us, YouTube, because it's on YouTube anyway. And then also please be advised that the opinions of the panelists, guests, and the chat are not necessarily the viewpoints of large relationships. Again,
M3 said jerk getting reckless today.
No Diddy. Look, this is an anti Diddy segment. So I don't support none of that foolery. Marcus says what's crazy in that song last night. He was showing how he was abusive towards Cassidy. I did say her name right. I think
it's Cassie.
Okay, Cassie. that love. Sorry. And that love recording, how he was asking not to embarrass him, cussing her out. She was hooking up and smashing with kids. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that surprised me was like the way how I found out how Cassie was. She was more reckless than, she was just as reckless as Diddy was, almost like the female version of it. And then he says, what you think about the 50 Cent documentary and what y'all think of what Ja Rule making those comments about 50 Cent after? I haven't seen like the comments that Ja Rule made because I don't really, follow Ja Rule like that. He's pretty much like washed. So, but you got to break it down for us, Marcus.
Nah, he's talking about because Ja Rule was like, oh man, 50 only made the video because, Diddy came after 50's baby mom too. So she was like, caught up in the whole not the documentary, but the legal suit because she was Jane Doe. So she was Diddy was pretty much after he got her, smuttered her out, was sending her to like sleep with other people and stuff. And 50 got a baby mom with that chick Daphne. So that's why Ja Rule's like, oh, he upset like Diddy took his chick like he did like the other ones and had her sleeping around with people and stuff like that. And even if that's the case, man, I'm still glad that Diddy put the documentary out because, man, like I said, we need to shine a light on some of this stuff. So if anybody's doing wrongdoing, I don't care, like, what's the intention behind that. But it also does show, like, for people like 50 and stuff, because he's a good dude, man. But you got to be careful who you attach yourself to, especially who you have a kid with, man, because it's just like, somebody, if their mind ain't right, if we're just messing with women just based off of looks and then you get with somebody and don't work out, they still got that attachment to you with that child. So it's just like, man, when they jump out there and they doing reckless stuff like she did, it's just like, man, it is a little embarrassing, but it's just like, that's where we need to, there's many dynamics I think we could learn from this whole situation.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it was kind of, because I think, man, he left her out of the documentary, and I disagree with 50 on that, because I'm like, man, if you are out in information, give it all, man, don't be biased with it. Because I mean, if it was me and I felt that strongly about getting the documentary out, I'm gonna put her ass in there too. Because I'm like, you know what, I just chose wrong, men, choose smarter, here's all the information. So I think he should have put that in there. because it is a little biased. It left the door open for somebody like Ja Rule to say that. It's like, oh, you're just bitter. So that's why I would have just put all the information out there.
I'm for sure, like, he probably, well, from what I heard, that he has like a part 2 that's coming out. So maybe he might say that for in the next part of the series. Because
that's true. That's a good point.
Like, really looking for was that, okay, we was looking like more like, okay, is the victim's going to be more descriptive of like, like how things were like, like after the Diddy parties and all. And I feel like they didn't really cover like a lot of things. They more cover like just like the industrial side of things of like how corrupt he was. But it was so little about like, people speaking on about like, yeah, like, like, did he fuck me in the ass or whatever, or just what happened after the parties. And I didn't really hear much like from Usher and Justin Bieber's like situation. It was just like little like just quick snippets. So maybe it could probably also be like some like legality issues as well too that's going on, because I don't know if 50 Cent's baby mama is still trying to sue him or whatever, but I'm for sure like, maybe in the next like in the next part of the series he might start airing more stuff out, because he said like this time it's going to be like even more detailed, because he has like over 147 hours worth of footage that Diddy recorded for himself, and
okay,
high tier narcissism. But
yeah, but I think Ja Rule overall to kind of get at 50. Like I said, anybody that's like giving 50 pushback for regardless why he's doing it, it's just like, man, the stuff that Diddy was doing was bad. So it's just like, man, like instead of being outraged at what he's doing, it's like, man, your anger's misplaced. It's like, man, there was kids that was taken advantage of, women, people, artists. It's like that should be your focus. So yeah, Ja Rule, and I saw Marlon Wayans giving pushback to me, they're suckers. I'll keep it real. It's like they missed the whole point of all this shit. So it's just like, even if they hated 50, it's just like, after you see a documentary like this, you should be like, oh shit, yeah, let me just shut up. This ain't the time and place to try to take a swipe at the messenger when the message is this bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I feel like, and it's crazy, man, as a comedian, like for Marlon, right, you think like mostly comedians would win like, the roasting, but roasting live is different than like, internet trolling and all. So he was definitely taking like hard L's on that. And actually,
but like real quick, not to cut you off, but nah, man, a lot of those people that's kind of defended it, they were doing a lot of like, I'm not saying like the homo stuff, but they was like involved with Diddy probably in like sexual acts, because like Gene Dill be telling a lot of stories. He was like, man, Ja Rule used to hang out with Diddy. I think Marlon Wayans used to. So man, that's kind of why some people are defensive about this stuff. But that's why I'm saying, it's like, man, I get like you might have hung out with him, but still, when you start seeing the facts, man, like your best bet is just to shut up, because you're gonna shine that light on you. Because like people are taking this stuff serious, man. They dropping all like receipts, so that they look foolish when like you see a picture with them hanging out with him at these parties and stuff. Because I seen one with Ja Rule. I mean, this is, I don't know how factual everything is, but people are dropping receipts on them. So,
right.
You don't defend wrongdoing, man, unless you somewhat intertwined. You look at hella guilty. But yeah, we can get back to the video.
Yeah, actually, there was something. I don't know if 50 Cent took this out, but he definitely exposed like Marlon like on something, because like Marlon on Shannon Sharp's like podcast, he was mentioning like he doesn't really go to like these like wild parties. Oh, there it is. Hold on for a second. I have to play this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Let me see. Let me know if you guys can see the tab. All right. Hold on.
Those aren't the type of parties that I go to. I don't frequent those type of parties. And even if I go, like I said, been doing Diddy parties for 15 years, and I must say, you never let me down, Puff. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Good times, people. I've never seen any of this. I'm like, when I hear about it, when did that happen? never goes on to.
Sorry, I had to play that because I mean that was some top tier editing from 50's team.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. People are, man, they exposing a lot of people that was around that stuff. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, because when I heard Usher, he was like talk about when he was like 13 and like, you know, he went to that flavor camp and shit like that with Diddy, and he was like, yeah, man, I went to I seen the parties and shit, and because Howard Stern asked him, he was like, hey, would you send your kids there? He was like, oh, nah. But that's what I'm saying. So yeah, this stuff is like fucked up, man.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Oh, matter of fact, just to be sure, 1 second. Actually, gotta go to the channel just to make sure we're still live. Okay. All right, we're good.
You over here struggle streaming with a Christmas sweater on.
Shout out to this nice little Christmas sweater that, you know, my girl, like, you know, bought for me.
Oh yeah.
This was actually like these Christmas sweaters was actually sold out, and so my girl, she found like the last one out in Pinot. So, you know.
So was she mad at you? I said, was she mad at you or something?
Oh, she's always mad at me.
You lost the bet or something? Like she was mad. She was like, all right, M3, he gonna put this sweater on. He talking shit.
Nah, this is a wonderful sweater. Well, thanks,
okay.
babe.
Looks comfortable though, man. That.
Yeah, you know, it keeps me warm, like, you know, for these cold nights, you know. But shout out to the Indigenous Black man. Peace to you.
What's good?
Yeah, and y'all know Diddy. Let's go.
Diddy and Biggie were caught on camera being more than just friends.
I look at him like, I say, Jesus.
And next question is,
What?
And if anything, Diddy treats his boyfriends better than his girlfriends. Because next up at number 17, Diddy got in a fight with his ex-girlfriend Cassie and decided to post a TikTok to humiliate her online.
What? What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got to say.
Oh, just for the sake of YouTube, and sometimes I don't get it, right? Because, you know, YouTube doesn't condone us like when we're streaming like things that appears to be violent, but whatever, right? Let me just kind of hide that real quick. You guys can still hear the audio, I believe, just in case. Oh, okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue.
At this point, everyone kind of knew Diddy was up to no good, which is exactly why Jimmy Fallon exposed him in 2016.
You used to invite me to your parties. You did. Yeah. You did. I remember I got an invite from you once. This is true. You used to have these crazy parties, and one invite was it self-destructed. It was you talking, and so you gave the information of where the party was, and then it said this message was self-destructed.
I'm very high concept.
Look, Diddy was clearly destroying evidence. However, he wasn't able to destroy everything, because at number 15, Diddy once beat his own girlfriend on camera and tried to hide the evidence for years. See, in 2024, CNN released footage of Diddy chasing his girlfriend Cassie through a hotel hallway and beating her. And after the footage was released, it was revealed Diddy tried to pay the hotel $50,000 to destroy the tapes. But look, Diddy's always had a strange side with the women closest to him. Because at number 14, he filmed himself getting freaky with his own mother.
Yeah, my mom's single. Yeah, for real. Mom Duke know how to have a good time. She ain't sitting in the house playing. She outside moving and shaking, baby. She come with me to the strip club. I don't care. Real.
But it gets even weirder. Because after watching number 13 on our list, I think
hit
Diddy
pause
wants
real quick.
to be his mom. See, one night.
Whoa.
This man's suspect. But you know, the part in the documentary, man, where it kind of started off where the dude that lived with him was telling the stories like how his mom like put them hands on him. She was having the parties and you know, they was kind of saying like his mom was kind of like a madam and stuff, like a pimp or something like that, or his dad. So she was like throwing them parties and stuff. So that's why I said, man, it's bad parenting because it's like, man, she was creating that environment when he was young. So that's somewhat why he carried that shit on when he got older. So I like how they showed that in the documentary because his friend was telling him, he was like, hey, man, like, nah, his mom was like throwing a lot of them parties and stuff. So, you know, a lot of times, man, when you creating them environments, who's to say, like, you know, some of them people that's like under the influence doing stuff, they're drinking, man, you got your kids in there too. So, man, people could be putting their hands on kids. So, yeah, that's why I said, man, a lot of this it's just fucked up from so many different levels, man, when you start dissecting this stuff. So, yeah, where he's like, yeah, I go to the strip club with my mom. Like, man, what type of parent be doing shit like that, man? You got to lead by example, man. I get it. You might have some vices and shit, but you got to separate that stuff from your kids, man. You ain't supposed to be your friends with them. And that's why I always say, man, you got to give up your desires at a certain, if you're a parent, man, you got to give up them desires. You got to lead by example. Because a lot of times, man, kids will mimic that shit. but yeah, this crazy that it stopped on this like thing right there. So yeah, he kind of had a real relationship with his mom, man. So it sounded like she wasn't the best parent out there.
Right. Before I continue the video, let me pull something up, right? Because there's a singer named Aubrey O'Day, and I actually kind of forgot like what kind of happened to her a little bit, but I'm just going to kind of do a screen share. Yeah, okay. So I know she was speaking out like on some things that she said that she got drugged, I believe, and didn't really know like the situation. And hers was like saying like it was pretty heartbreaking because one, she was like one of like the dancers, right? I forgot what type of MTV show that did
Make it a band. It was Danity Kane or something like that. That was the name of the group.
Something like that, right? Because I only saw like Make It a Band, I think 1 or 2. I don't know if they had like a third one, but and those kids, they got screwed over as well too. I remember those, especially walking all the way down to the streets of New York just to get them a cheesecake. Yeah, she was like one of the band members, and she was talking about like how Diddy like was sending her like some like, you know, like sexual messages, but because she didn't really engage until like those messages like back to him, then next thing you know, like I guess like during the show, he pretty much like fired her and said something about like she need to perform better or whatever the case is. And you know, that kind of ruined her career too. So there's some people that because like you're not really like sucking your way to the top, or you're not participating in the things that Diddy wants you to do to give him more power and leverage over you, it's just like you're just discarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And yeah, it seemed like if you give him pushback and you didn't allow complete control, like you said, he gonna discard you. But I saw an interview with her, and she was talking about it, man. You could tell, like, because there was a lady that actually like wrote something to her or email, and she was just like, hey, man, I remember one night I seen Aubrey O'Day, like she was like inebriated, and there was some dudes taking advantage of her and stuff, and she didn't know. She was like, man, I have no thought. So yeah, you could tell like she didn't know like the extent of what happened to her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that piece, when I seen that was pretty sad, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Indigenous said Diddy looked like a deceased female gremlin out here.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and continue.
Diddy hopped on Snapchat after having a few drinks and posted himself cross-dressing.
So Atlanta, we coming get my way. Yeah, Atlanta, I'm bringing something special. Hey, yo, Toronto Cash, what up? So, we going to Toronto, and we just going to snap.
Now, next up, we got to talk about number 12, because this man, Diddy.
How about y'all?
Yeah, that was crazy, man. I ain't. That's what I'm saying. If I would have seen some of this stuff, boy, when it actually came out, I would have been like, "Oh hell no!" That's
Yeah,
my man. He had the wig on. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the true Medea right there. I didn't know he was dressed like that. All right. Let's see. Anyways. Oh, for 1 second, let me go ahead and continue to play. Why it's not playing?
Loves kissing men. See, in 2002, Diddy was doing an interview with
Was
Birdman.
that, hold on,
and at
man.
first,
Was that
Diddy
Meek
kind of
Mill?
feeling him up.
Damn, that was crazy, boy. Yeah, my man, a little too close. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you go ahead, play. That shit, wow.
Start working out though. Just start like get in the gym though.
But after that, he even went in for a little kiss.
I was the president, but he's a man. No? Yeah. That's OG there. I'm just.
But if that wasn't weird enough, next up at number 11, he actually tried to kiss a grown man on the lips and got rejected on live TV. See, during the Golden Globes, Diddy was on stage about to hand Bono his award when he went in for a kiss and got rejected.
Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow.
I remember that part. You're like, oh.
Now look, we hit the top 10.
Yeah,
now.
Bono
these
was like,
videos aren't just
what is he
weird,
doing?
They're downright deranged. And we got to mention the fact that Diddy once revealed his darkest secret to the entire world. See, in 2004, Diddy was on the Conan O'Brien show when he told everyone how he gets ready for his freak-offs.
I don't know if this is just made up myth or if this is true, but I'm told that when you go to a hotel, anytime you go to a hotel, you don't just check in the way everybody else does. You send someone ahead to prepare the hotel room for you.
It's called preparing the sexy.
What's preparing the sexy?
I mean, when I walk in, I definitely take pride in being the originator of the preparation of the sex.
Yes.
Yes, and that's candles. I like candles. I like tuberose. That's a smell. I like that scent. I'm attracted to scent.
What kind of scent? What kind of
tuberose?
Tuberose.
Yes.
Okay, as a scent you like.
Yes, it's a scent.
Okay.
You know, I like lilies. I like white orchids. You know, roses, things of that nature. I'm into baths. You know, so I like my bath at the right temperature. It's just little things that I personally like. I like my room to be sexy.
But Diddy gets even weirder.
Yeah, that's some
with his own friends.
weirdo shit.
So number 9, Diddy filmed himself flirting with Meek Mill.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
And if you think that's creepy, pay attention to Diddy's reaction after what Meek Mill says right here.
Be good and that I'm a trophy, crazy. I'm young as shit. I'm on the right car rap to my dad. What's the move? What's the move? It's your birthday.
Diddy got a little too excited when Meek Mill brought up sleeping with someone. Now, I think it's safe to say Diddy knows how to make anyone feel uncomfortable. And that's definitely true at number 8, because he once hopped on Instagram and shared this.
Hennessy, come out and play.
And I think we know what he meant by come out and play. Just watch number 7 on our list. Because Diddy once shared a video of him on a balcony with a bunch of shirtless guys when he started to act weird.
Hold on. Both of y'all. Let's get both of y'all. Ain't no grind going on. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no grind going on at all.
Talk about balling and just this and that. I'm thinking watch, rolly bracelet.
Yeah, it ain't no watch.
No. This is how we smoke.
Check your man out. Check your man out.
Yeah, I'm letting you smokes, you know?
And look, if Diddy wants something,
Pause real
there's no stopping him.
My man hit the ballerina pose. He was like, man.
Oh damn!
Yeah, my man hit the ballerina pose. I would have been out.
Hold on for a second. I gotta.
Yeah, your boy sweet like bear meat.
Let me type something in real quick. Come on, I'm trying to pull out this damn reference, but He remind me,
And that's what I'm saying, man. People seen that in real person, man. That's what's shocking to me. I'm like, man, if any of my boys shirtless hit the ballerina poise, I'll be like, hey, he's out the clique, y'all. He's voted out.
Yeah, let me.
Then if everybody would have been like, hey, nah, man, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm like, well, I'm voting myself out then.
This who Diddy remind me of, right? But this is like a cartoon character. Wally probably will remember this character, right? But this is like the character from like the Powerpuff Girls, and they call this guy him, and he be doing all these weird dances and shit.
Yeah, that's definitely that's a cartoon.
Yeah, that was like an old cartoon from the Powerpuff Girls, and I'm like, yeah, that's what Diddy reminds me of, like that type of character. With the weird dancing stuff. That's why he laughing right now.
Yeah, my man had the arch in his back. He hit the ballerina pose, and them dudes was cool with it. They was like, hey, fuck it.
Yeah, they was like really nonchalant. It was like, okay, this is like a
sound like they was cheering them on.
A normal thing. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue.
Because at number 6, Diddy was caught smacking Jay-Z's ass.
Fit the head to come back out, make my show hot. I so appreciate it. Well, shit, my you know this show motherfucking city.
And when it comes to women, Diddy's even creepier. Because at number 5, Diddy once admitted
he smacked him on the ass. Yeah, like they was won the basketball championship.
Gotta keep them there. Right. You need locks on the doors. Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
And some things Diddy does aren't even behind closed doors. Because at number 4, Diddy's the first man to scare Mike Tyson on live TV.
Well, it truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh, yes, he's literally.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Well, now, we'll come back.
For Diddy, I don't think it's only about the Benjamins. But look, we've hit the top 3, which means you're about to see Diddy at his absolute weirdest. And first up, Diddy recorded himself on a date with another man. See, while flying on his private jet, Diddy got real comfortable with Russell Brand.
Best friend right here. My new best friend. Hello. Rusty Rocket. Very, 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 very near friend of mine.
And now here's where things get weird.
But you know what it is? We're going out on like a date. A straight guy date. Like straight guy date. To a guy's night, 48 hours in Vegas. You're seeing us at the beginning of the 48 hours. As you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But we really we plan on going to the hot bath.
Now for number 2.
Hey man, I know. Look, if that was me in that situation, I know we're in the air. I'm gonna be like, look, get me the fuck out of the plane. Give me a parachute.
You say you jump? Yeah, I'm jumping out with you. I'll be like, hey, you said hot bath. As soon as he was like, hey, straight date, man date, I was like, hey, I don't do dates. And then when he would have escalated up to the hot bath, I was like, all right, yeah, I would be like, let's strap up, player. We got to get out of here. Where's that parachute at?
Right. Yeah. Let's see what's this one. That's Justin Bieber.
Diddy's creepiest moments with another guy are probably with Justin Bieber. I mean, just watch this video where Diddy tells the camera Justin's about to have 48 hours with him and they can't discuss anything they're about to do together.
Check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
And a year later, they linked up again, but this time, you can tell just how uncomfortable Justin is around Diddy.
Everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'll tell you my number.
Yeah.
And on top of all that, when the two of them went on Jimmy Kimmel together, Bieber started giving away details about their 48 hours together. And of course, that's when Diddy quickly stepped in and shut it down.
You got me a Lamborghini. It's,
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
But look, before we get into Diddy...
Yeah. The fact that a parent was, that's what I'm saying, man, this should be crazy. Like, how you send your kid to somebody's house like that? I don't give a fuck how starstruck you are. But yeah, Justin seemed a little uncomfortable, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, when Usher was talking, man, he was like, he seen some shit at a young age. Because he was like, man, I might have to find that interview. We might have to look at it sometime, but yeah, Justin was kind of shaking up, like, nah, you didn't have my number.
and this is what makes me lose respect for most parents, because I'm like, why would you do this? 48 hours with a guy that you really don't even really know. You just pretty much know of him, like, as far as like television wise. But why would you send your son to go spend a night with a stranger? I couldn't do that. Like, if that was the case, look, I would have to be with my kid at all times. But I wouldn't have to like spend a night at some dude's like, mansion or whatever. I'm like, look, man, just put me like in a suite or whatever, and we'll meet you at this amount of time. But I'm gonna be with you anywhere that you go. That will be in the contract. But some people are so desperate for money, man. It's like, it's the way how like the quote unquote sell your soul for some cash, man. You'll sell your kids, man, through like some weird freak offs of slavery, bro. Mental
yeah,
slavery.
because like I seen some with the parents. I can't remember. I think it was Usher's mom or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking to her, and they were like, she wanted to go, but they was like, nah, you can't be coming. And then they kind of cave into everything, because the kids be like, man, I really want to be big. You say no at that point. You're like, hell nah. You just be like, look, when you get old enough, you can make your own decisions, but you ain't about to. So you right about the parental thing. But the other piece, man, that's fucked up, is because like now everybody's like talking about like Diddy and like, hey man, yeah, he was always like weird around youngsters and doing this weird stuff. And that's why I'm saying it's like, okay, so you see Justin Bieber or Usher coming into these situations, and you kind of know what he's into, and you're sticking around. You know what I'm saying? You're not raising no alarms until like 20 years later and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's just like, fuck, man. Because you can tell Justin Bieber, man, there's something off with him. Like I know he was talking about like using substances and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just like, man, the shit that people could see or what happens to him definitely could have an impact. So it's like, man, people definitely dropped the ball on, protecting the youth.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Diddy's creepiest moment of all time. We have 2 honorable mentions. And first up, what if I told you there's proof Diddy performs strange satanic-like rituals on his party guests? See, in 2004, Diddy threw himself a birthday party that appeared to be just like the rest. He invited celebrities like Will Smith, Owen Wilson, and a bunch of other famous people to come over, have drinks, and eat dinner. But when it was time for the food to come out, that's when things took a dark turn. Out came a table full of grapes, chocolate-covered strawberries, and a woman lying on her back, fully nude. If that wasn't creepy enough, Diddy lit up multiple candles and had his guests worship the woman. Then, everyone proceeded to eat food right off her body. The creepiest part is, these photos were hidden for 20 years until someone dug these up. What other creepy photos and videos will come out soon? But anyways, it gets even creepier in our second honorable mention, because we got to talk about the time in 2017 when Diddy got way too drunk on a podcast and accidentally showed his true self. Just pay attention to how he makes an entire room of grown men terrified.
Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday. You're fabulous. The only that got the name that I want. You ain't get happy birthday to you.
Yeah, I love this drink.
Will you put my bag
I like
back?
when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, will you put my bag
Daddy, I
back?
like when you
Oh, it's right here,
scrambling
right
and
here.
scraping.
No,
I like that. Make a
That
wish.
one.
Just blow it out. It's your birthday every day.
And now this is when he pressures one of the guys to join a freak off.
You miss me though, for real, because it seems like a thing.
I miss
this
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man.
Man, but I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying? Eyes, brother.
Oh,
Eyes. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said let me pick it up.
That's why I said pick it up from right there. From right there.
Look at this nigga.
Go ahead.
Now for Diddy's creepiest moment of all time, we gotta talk about Diddy's final interview before getting arrested. See, exactly 1 week before the first allegations dropped against him in 2023, Diddy must have known something was coming. And so before people could come for him, he wanted to change the narrative about himself before it even started. And so that's why he went on the Graham Norton show and he tried to tell the world what a good guy he is. In this interview, he went on to say he only cares about one thing, peace and love.
Y'all call me Diddy. Call me Diddy. Okay. But when I'm being love and I'm in that mood, because I have to always remind myself, we live in a toxic world. And it's love versus hate. That's what's going on right now. Yeah. And I choose love. That's my new name. And love wins. Love wins. Let's go, y'all. Let's drink to that. Cheers to love.
After everything we've learned about Diddy, it's become clear Diddy represents the complete opposite of peace and love. Because not only has he been exposed for being a straight up creep, but he's undoubtedly one of the most dangerous people in the world. With over 130 lawsuits currently stacked against him and dozens of them coming from children, Diddy finally goes to court in May of 2025, and it's safe to say none of us are on his side.
Yeah, that was some weird shit. Shout out who found all them damn clips. Yeah, that's what Marcus was saying earlier. He's like, man, who the person that put all that together?
Right.
Yeah, man, definitely a weird dude. That's why I'm like, man, like people that was distant from all this stuff, you just seen like the success and stuff. So, but I mean, if you're that close up and you're seeing some of this stuff play out, because even that clip towards the end where they were showing them like they was eating off that lady, I think she was doing an interview because I seen her talking on one, and she was a woman that was actually on that table, and she's saying she was underage at that point. She was like, I was an underage girl, the lady that was eating at the table.
Oh, she was. Oh,
yeah, so she got a whole interview, like she's talking about it. So she was like, that was me. And she was pointing to the photo and shit. That's why I was like, man, you start digging into some of this stuff, you're like, fuck, how these motherfuckers not get locked? You know what I'm saying? You know, if it's valid, you know what I'm saying? Like all the information, because I do know there's people talk, but some of this stuff, it's like, damn, you know? Yeah, because she was talking about it. She was like,
It's overall sad, man. Like, you know, like you learn about all this stuff, and I'm for sure, and these are like clips that I never even seen before until now. So
yeah, that's why I looked at some of them. I'm like, damn, this is crazy.
Yeah, so hopefully some of these clips could resurface, like, you know, for part 2 series for his Netflix documentary, because that's crazy. And I'm for sure maybe those clips resurfaced was because like of him after getting arrested, because again, Diddy films a lot of stuff that he has done. And when the feds came in, they raided his place. They said they found he had like a secret vault, right? Of a whole bunch of like tapes that he have done, including like the freakouts and all that. So that gives you a little preview, man, of like how like people really get down. So to see guys like Will Smith and some of these other celebrities, man, like again, like this is why some of these people be talking about this whole like Illuminati's like shit, you know. Dudes really be practicing that satanic stuff. It's weird, you know, but I don't know why they do it, but I guess they get most higher ups, they get a thrill of like, you know, power seeking and, you know, trying to flex, because without the money, they can't really like have that type of power like that.
Yeah. It's like you said, man. It's like they, I think they feel like a thrill off of destroying people that might be either innocent or you have your shit together. So say like, you know, M3, you're pretty solid, man. They're gonna be like, man, we want to break this dude. So, you know, that's when they're going to start using different tactics. So, like, if you brush them off, you're like, oh, hell nah. Eventually, they're going to, like, leave you alone. But, like, I forgot what her name was saying. She was just like, you know, they're going to kind of, like, exclude you from stuff. Because, like, Denzel, you know, he kind of even said it in Code. He was just like, he told people, like, leave an hour before the devil comes at, like, these parties and stuff. Because, like, what they'll do, the beginning part of the party be, like, legit. Because it's, like, a business function. And then, like, you know, that's when they'll, like, make everybody kind of leave. And the people that, like, stays behind, those are the ones that be, like, involved in the freak-offs.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff. So, yeah, that's how it tends to happen. And that's why I said they kind of know who to target. Because the people that's, like, pretty solid, they're going to be like, oh, we don't want them around. Because, you know, they're going to whistle blow or, you know, they're going to tell, like, the secrets. Because they ain't going to be with it. So they know how to get people, like, either they're going to get you in a compromising state where they got you on some cameras. Because they said, like, Diddy had, like, 200 something cameras in that house. So just imagine all the people that's doing all this, like, crazy stuff. They're like, oh, we got you. Now they got you, you know, they got some leverage over you.
Yeah.
So now it's like they start sucking you in more and more. And then, you know, everybody getting on that pink cocaine, that ketamine and shit. So, yeah, that stuff is warped. But that's why I like, yeah, people better stop turning down these parties and shit.
Yeah, for real, man.
Because, yeah, that's how my cousin, I'm telling you, man, we thought he was crazy. We're like, man, you ain't going out there with the... He's like, hell nah. He used to shoot it down. And, you know, when we started getting older, started hearing this stuff where we understood, we were like, you was smart. And even Mace, I was telling Stan and them, because I seen the show that Cameron and Mace has. And, you know, Cameron asked Mace, he was like, hey, why ain't you never let me go with Puff? Because, you know, Cam was like, he was like, damn, I thought you was holding me back. Because he was like, you was over there, you was popping. And then Mace was just like, hey, man, I didn't want you. I put you with Big because I knew Big would do right by you. He wouldn't take advantage. He was like, you're like a brother to me. So he's like, I wasn't going to set you up for failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put that clip back there where that's the lady, she's doing an interview. Like I said, I don't know how factual, but if you go to like 1810, that's where she's kind of talking about, that was me in that photo.
You say 1810?
Yeah, 1810 on that.
Let's see.
Yeah, because I was listening to her. Yeah, she sounded like she's pretty legit to me, but she's talking about like how she was that lady in that.
Pictures of how I look at that time.
Go back.
I don't have no picture. I got pictures of how I look at that time. You know, that like you can see my shoulder and I'm still got the same frame, but I don't have those pictures anymore. I remember he did what he did to me, and then when it was time for Jennifer Lopez, she was there with a guy and he was standing there looking disgusted, but didn't nobody save me. She stuck that glass in me, and after that, like, but my eyes were booked the whole time, and it put a blindfold on me. I remember them beating the fuck out of me. I remember them hog tying me. I remember I remember them all being mad at me because I put snake venom in everybody's drinks and shit, because everybody acting like they couldn't remember. But when this witchy lady, she gave me, she was in a red room, and the room had mirrors everywhere, and it was a yellow snake in the damn sink. She gave me the venom, and whatever she gave me, it made me still be numb. But whatever she gave me, it made me coherent. Like I was coherent to everything, but I still couldn't move. You know what I'm saying? And I put it in everything. And I remember Kris Jenner being mad about it, and I stabbed her in her left side of her shoulder, like right here.
Yeah, you could turn, because I forgot the spot. Maybe it wasn't but yeah, in this interview, she shows the picture, you know, where she was like, yeah, that was me and stuff. And then another lady kind of confirmed it. She was like, nah, that was but she was like, she was underage. So yeah, I was like, that's, you know, some crazy stuff.
I wonder how she got herself into that mix, you know? I don't know, like if like money.
I think a lot of time, man. You know, you got a celebrity, man, so it's already that aura. But then you got people that's like probably, like I said, impoverished. You know, they need the money so bad, or you know, people want to break through. Like, man, I want to be a video vixen, a model. So that's how they kind of start getting them in the mix.
Yeah.
So I know we about to close out soon, but I put that other video with Mace kind of breaking it to Cam, man. If you want to watch that one real quick, then we close out.
Yeah, sure. Did I close it out? Oh, my bad.
But yeah, it was she had a very interesting interview, man. Like I said, man, it was a.
I think it's this one right here. All right, yeah. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna share that right now. Bring that up to the stage.
Percy, top dog, top one. Percy, what's good with you, boy? I'm in King.
Before we finish, I want to introduce a new segment to the show real quick.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people in the comments before we go. I want to ask Mace 2 questions a week because Mace doesn't get interviews. So a lot of people be like, yo, you can ask Mace this, you can ask Mace that. Seriously, this word everything I love. So I want to say every week I'm going to ask Mace 2 questions that the fans ask me that he doesn't do because Mace doesn't do interviews.
All right.
And you know, he'll say he not talking about it or he will. So I'll just say I'm delivering the message.
All right.
So one question that I got is that a lot of people want to know, and they always ask me this, is that when you had your record deal, why did you take me to Biggie Smalls and not Bad Boy?
That's good. Man, it's almost gonna bring me to tears to say this. I just, being that I saw you as such a good friend, I wanted to put you with somebody I knew with.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. A lot of people ask me that on Instagram, man. Don't have me just out here crying and shit, man. I don't want to get emotional in here, man.
Instantly, I knew Biggie would do right by you.
Right,
So
right.
I thought he would do the.
Thank you, man. I don't got time to start crying in here, Murder, man, but I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Percy, top dog.
But that's solid, man. When I seen that, I was like, man, that's a good friend, man. So like, yeah, because even with Mace, man, you think about it, he left when he was at his prime. Like Mace was just killing the game on top of everything. He was probably like one of the biggest artists, and I think he was just like, I can't be around this nonsense. So that's when he went to the church and stuff, you know, because everybody was like, man, this dude crazy and stuff. But Mace survived all that nonsense. You know, he wasn't involved in none of that. So I think that's the takeaway people gotta get from a lot of this stuff, man. It's just like, man, do what's right. Always be stand up, because it's just like, look at Mace now. He's back with Cam. They signing multi-million-dollar deals,
sponsorships.
Yeah, man. So he blew up because he was righteous, man. He did the right thing, man. And I think a lot of people owe Mace an apology because, you know, a lot of people was kind of clowning him for that shit. You know, and it's just like, nah, he wasn't about to sell his soul, you know, and stand around, be complacent, you know, doing the fuckery and shit, just sitting there playing ignorant or watching it. So nah, man, he stepped away and came back, and, you know, he's blessed because of that. And protected his friend at the most. He wasn't gonna send his friend in no crazy environment. So yeah, shout out to them, man. I think more people need to look out for people, man, instead of just like lining your own pockets. It's like, man, that's why I said earlier, it's like even with Usher and Justin Bieber, it's like, man, y'all don't bring no kids to no environment like that. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? Like,
right. Mace did something that none of these like celebrity parents could ever do for their own children, which is straight out sad. But
yeah, no, definitely.
That's a definition example of a really good friend, good big brother that's trying to protect, like, you know, his peoples, you know. And I just want to also throw out there too, like, in a little bit of context. So I remember, man, like watching Mace, and I was like, man, yo, Mace is dope and all this other stuff. He has a nice little flow, and I remember like when he went to like the preacher mode, like I was like kind of flabbergasted, but I was like, okay, like, hey, like, well, big shout outs to him, man. Like, you know, you want to serve the Lord and do all this good stuff or whatever. So cool, I respected that. But then at a certain point later on, because I remember he was doing the preaching stuff, and I was like, okay, like, you know, he got some knowledge or whatever. But then he went back into, but it wasn't for too long, right? He did went back into the murder mace mode, right? And I think a lot of fans was kind of confused, like how you went to the preaching, now you're back with doing like stuff for Puff Daddy. But behind the scenes, he had no choice because he was still under the contract until the contract was over. And I think 50 Cent was trying to buy him out, but Puff Daddy wanted more money in order for like, you know, the contract to be terminated. So again, you know, when Puff Daddy wants you to do something and you're in that contract, you have to do it. And ultimately, it didn't really matter because Mace kind of came out like not really making a lot of money under like Bad Boy Records anyways. Same thing with Shine, when allegedly, you know, he took the fall for Diddy and spent like 10 years in prison. Then he got deported, of course, because he was from he's a Panamanian.
Nah,
So-
I think he's Belize. Belize.
Oh, Belize?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
from.
that's corrected, right? I thought it was from Panama, but that caused him to get deported. And Puff Daddy didn't even do shit for him while he was like locked up. Anyway, now he's an activist and he's doing all right or whatever, standing beside like his dad or whatever under his footsteps. But a lot of these dudes that got caught up, man, like, you know, they got screwed off their deals.
Oh yeah, nah, I think, like I said, Mace came out good because he got out the game. Like I said, he did the podcast thing. That's where they got paid.
Yeah.
But like you look at everybody else, like that was on those rosters, man. Like I know Mark Curry, he was in the video. He wasn't doing too good. Black Rob and G Dub, Loon. So you could just go down the list, man. A lot of them just like Craig Mack he was in a terrible state. So yeah, nobody really excelled, you know, that was around him. Cause like I said, Diddy was just so focused on him being the most famous out of everybody. And like I said, he wanted to kind of humiliate people, man, because that's where I think he got his thrill from, where it's like, I don't even want to pay them enough because I want them like hooked to me. Because even I do Lil Rod, we was talking about earlier, man. It's like when he stayed around, even though those things, man, they're just so like thirsty for the money, where people like Diddy and them, that's how they kind of control people and keep them intertwined and stuff. People don't got, you know, the backbone or the balls like Mace. Like, I'll just leave, even in my prime. Like, I'll dip out. You know, I'm not about to, like I said, sell my soul like that. So a lot of people would stay around and just kind of go with the flow of everything. And that's how the more sinister stuff that you do, man, you start losing yourself. And a lot of them, you could just kind of see it in them, man. It's just like, man, they look kind of like frail, drugged out, start looking sloppy and stuff. They just look out of it, man. But shout out to Mace for getting away. But nah, you're right, man. Yeah, there ain't too many like success stories that was around them, because majority of them people was getting screwed over. But shout out to 50 too, because 50 was a person that always did like solid business, man. Like everybody that was around 50 got paid, man. And unless they just went out and intentionally blew their money, he made sure that they was paid, and he did business the right way, man. And you know, they never had to like compromise themselves, and he wasn't over there like trying to steal their women and shit. So yeah, people just got to start getting with people that do the right business, and parents, man, got to stop, like you said, selling their kids off. Somebody's like, nah, we don't want the parents around. You can't be around here. Red flag. That money ain't worth your kid innocence. Damn that.
You know, and I gotta give a shout out to like Aftermath, like, you know, Regulars as well too, man. Like, you know, I feel like out, you know, on the West Coast side, like they really took care of the artists as well too, in some degree. Especially like, you know, 50 working under Dre and bringing Eminem and G Unit and all that. I feel like when you take care of your artists, they're gonna take care of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then you take care of the generation of people around you. And if you look at like the decorum, even like and the loyalty that they have, like Eminem, there was a time where allegedly something happened. I think it was like a Super Bowl game. They wasn't gonna let 50 Cent perform because allegedly they said Jay-Z had put a word or something to try to, like, you know, pretty much like, you know, block his blessings or whatever. And Eminem told him that, hey, I'm not gonna perform unless 50's on the stage, you know, perform with me or some type of stuff, right? I don't remember anything by verbatim, but they changed it to him real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Eminem still he's still like a successful star, man, and you know 50 Cent, he got like, you know, power going on, and you know he's doing like video production now, so he's evolved from like the rap game and doing like saving his money or investing it into something that's more bigger than probably what he probably had imagined at one point, or what most people had imagined. So I mean,
yeah, no, definitely, man.
That keep doing what they're doing, and you know, and even just kind of add a little bit more to it when it comes to like this podcast and stuff. I mean, when you know, when you're like a famous person, let's say like T-Pain and all these other people, once you get up to the podcast game, man, like the money's endless. You know, you're gonna be making money like Kai Cenat, you know, like type of level. So YouTube and, you know, Twitch and all them, that's no joke. Like once you get like a mass like following, people like even on Twitch, if you have like 500,000 followers, you could make like at least like $100,000 like a month. You know, if people like start tuning into your stuff. So I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lane, but I think what people got to get their mind right on, man, and it's just, man, maneuvering solid, man, and to even go back, like I was saying, how my cousin kept me away from stuff. I could have still got in, but I respected him so much because how he carried himself and, you know, the relationship we had, I listened. And there's a lot of times where people are like, hey, man, don't go down this path. Don't do this. But people ignore them, you know, because I have it happen to me all the time, man. I be trying to help friends out, but, you know, they tap into those desires and stuff and they get sucked in and lives demolished and stuff. Because, like, you know, not to give out too much information, one of my boys called me up. You know, we haven't spoken like 10 years, man. And I was like pointing out stuff to him. I was like, man, don't go down this path. But he ended up getting with this one female, destroyed his life. So he hit me up like a couple weeks ago. He was just like, hey, man, like, yeah, this happened. We chopping it up and stuff. He was like, dude, if I would have had listened to you, man, all this stuff. So it's sad. And I told him, I was like, man, I don't want to be on no, like, I told you so stuff. So I don't be telling people stuff to like control your life or anything. I was like, man, I'm just literally trying to have, you know, as a friend, kind of like what Mace did to Cam. Like, man, I'm trying to keep you out of shit. But, you know, a lot of times people go against like that protection. Because, you know, it's like God puts solid people in your life, man. But you got to be smart enough and wise enough to listen to that. So, yeah, like you saying, it's like, man, there's different lanes that are, like you said, the podcast game that got money. But it's just like you can't be focused on the money element. It's just like, man, be stand up, do business the right way. And then it's like, man, you probably get blessed, you know. And I think like with Mason Cam, they wasn't thinking about the money. They were just like, hey, man, let's just talk about some sports. They did it organically, man, and it took off. Same thing with like Gilly and Wallow. So I think that's how people need to do business. It's like, man, let's just go up there. If it kicks off, it kicks off. If not, man, it's cool. We just chop it up. It's a hobby at that point. But we gonna do business the right way, man. We ain't gonna screw nobody over. And I think if you operate like that, it might be slower. It's gonna take longer, but I think you know, you ain't gonna have to sell your soul to do different things. And I think that's what we gotta do as people, because we see people in this podcast space, you know, like we were talking about it last week. Pearly and them, now they're on that black fatigue bullshit. They gotta hop on every trend because, you know, it's just like they're just driven by views. So it's just like they're kind of selling their soul in a way. When you start looking at some of these people, they gotta just talk about. So it's just like, nah, you don't want to be like that, man. So yeah, don't chase the money. It's just like if it comes, it comes. If it don't, shit, we've been doing this for what, like 3 years now. I ain't made $1 off this shit. I don't care. Like I'm solid enough in my life, man. I you know, I don't have to do like any gimmicks or shit. Like you said, if it come, then we gonna break it down and we will be all right. But if not, I give two fucks.
I know that feeling. Like, you know, I started this podcast since 2020. You know, had my first monetization. I think like in
lost it.
Man, that was a fucked up. 2004 was like a fucked up year for me. I only was like monetized for like maybe like a year or less than a year, and then they hit me with some bullshit, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
but you should be getting close, man. When you get it back on, man, we gonna get you right. That's why I was like, hey, it's gonna come around.
Look, if I get my monetization back again, man, I'm gonna be wilding out. I mean, no Diddy, right?
All right, you come on this bitch, talk about you drinking snake blood, tiger blood, like Charlie Sheen. I'm out. Gonna come out. You can come out here shirtless with baby oil on.
But anyways, though, it was cool, man. Kind of like getting back to reckless reviews. I know we haven't done that for a while because when you're doing some like fun personal stuff, man, like that shit like kind of gets in the way. So, but no, it's cool like to kind of have these like videos, man, to talk about because all we try to do is basically air out the bad behavior and just try and find solutions to correct that. And I know, speaking of that, I definitely got something cooking for like Toxic Tuesdays.
Okay.
I know this one's gonna be a little bit more grotesque because you got TikTok moms serenading their sons, but
yeah,
if you have the stomach for it.
Nah, I'm gonna pull up. So yeah, we will knock it out. Yeah, some sick stuff going out here, but yeah, nah, you gotta talk about it, man. Give people awareness, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then we can't forget about like the 2025 Simple Olympics. I'm sorry, keep calling it Olympics, Simple Wars, right? So we gotta
we gotta plan that out.
Lineup.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get that on the calendar so we could get some people to pull up on that one.
For sure. All right, Drake, man, I ain't gonna hold up too much of your time.
Nah, shout out, man. Thanks for allowing us to do this live, man. I think I'm on Diddy's neck.
Yeah.
We find any more of these videos. I think everybody need to go in on this type of stuff, man. Like I said, because that music industry, man, like you said, because it draws people in. I get it. It's got the lore. People want to make money, but sound like some shit is going on down there. And I like what you said towards the end about like people that do good business. Like you said, Eminem and them.
Yeah.
50, and that's where people need to go, where it's just like, man, people are doing stuff solid, man. Stop going to the glamour and glitz, the parties, and how they lure you in with the women and stuff. It's like, man, people gotta stop falling for these tactics.
Oh yeah,
this weirdo shit. So yeah, we will shine a light on it. We'll keep breaking this stuff down.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure, man.
Well, I'm gonna need one of them sweaters, man. So y'all stop being greedy over there.
hey man,
Christmas is coming around. It's getting festive. I think my wife got us some ugly sweaters. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to pull it out when we get to the holidays. We're gonna have to definitely do some streams. So yeah, I think that's a female thing.
Oh,
You're like, okay, you know what? He got on my nerves. Let's get them these sweaters so they could
come out there with the sweater boys, man. So all winter festive and all that. So. But yeah, man, other than that, man, it was cool. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Shout out to Wally again, man. And again, remember, y'all, man, this is like a no Diddy network. So
yeah, fuck Diddy.
Yeah, fuck that.
Anybody else I was riding with him want to give excuses? Marlon Wayne's, Ja Rule. Got spoke for all of y'all. Y'all better just let this man take his downfall. Like, stop trying to give him coverage.
Exactly. Some grown ass people, man, shouldn't even be on the internet, man, on social media. And I think that's why, like, Marlon had to fall back, man, because his brothers were like, his big brothers was telling him, like, hey, man, like, bro, like, what you doing, bro? I for sure, Damien probably smacked him in the head. So I'm like, come on, man, like, you ruined the family legacy.
Yeah, it's like, what are you, Diddy's bitch? Like, y'all dating? Like, man, I ain't about to, like, because I got friends, if they did something fucked up, Doc, I'm not with you on that. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm not riding down with nobody on no, like, shit like this. That's what I'm saying, man. What type of person are you, man? Like, I get it. Like, you could be like, well, Diddy did it because of this 50 put this out because of, so what? That'd be like if somebody was, like, robbing old women and shit, and I was like, oh, so-and-so's mad because it don't matter, man. Motherfuckers doing robbing old ladies. Like, man, that's the takeaway. Like, you need to look at your friend if and be like, man, what the fuck you doing this type of stuff for? You know, so yeah, for them to like trying to shine it back on Diddy or question why he did it, it's like, man, it's irrelevant, man. The motherfucker's a animal.
Ruthless, man.
Yeah. Thanks. But all right, man, I know we gotta.
Yeah, man. You know, again, man, you know, protect yourselves, man, you know, and stay blessed. But anyways, we are out. And thank you guys for
all right,
tuning
y'all.
in. All right.
Peace.
Go Diddy.